The new Sapphire Reserve card refresh is officially live, and there are some new huge additions that add a lot of value to this card, but on the other end, there are some additions to the card that might seem great at first, but after you read the fine print, are a little bit deceptive. The annual fee just jumped from $550 to $795, which is literally more expensive than the Amex Platinum card. So let's see if all the benefits outweigh the cost of that $795 annual fee. Although the benefits were announced this week, these benefits are not going to be live until October 25th, 2025, so in about 3 months from now. For current card holders, on October 25th, you'll be getting these amazing benefits with that same $550 annual fee until your next anniversary year, where you'll have to pay $795. First, let's go over the great benefits before we go over the deceptive ones. And these are going to be objectively great benefits that everyone can use, everyone can have a lot of fun with, and can get a lot of value from. There aren't many stipulations, and overall, they're going to be just a great addition to the card. Just like before, you can get that same $300 travel credit with all the same flexibility as before. These can be used for things like Airbnbs, buses, cruises. You can use this for a lot of things, and that's what really made that $300 credit great, and that one still stays the same. Now this next one is going to be one of my favorites that I've seen. You get $300 in annual statement credits when dining at Chase Sapphire exclusive tables. This is basically like Chase's version of like the Resi credit that Amex has. You get $150 semi-annually from January to June, and another $150 in statement credits from July to December. Now the restaurant list seems to be connected to OpenTable, and OpenTable has some pretty solid restaurants. Especially here in Southern California, you get restaurants like Bavel. It's my favorite restaurant here in LA. You get Bestia, Providence. They have a lot in San Diego. They have some really, really great restaurants, and $150 off a bill for any of these restaurants is going to be beneficial. So because of the utility and the usefulness of this credit, I'd say we have to add it to the total as well. $300 from the travel credit and $300 from the food credit. That gives us $600 so far in value. You also get Apple TV and Apple Music all the way till June of 2027. This will give you the value of $250 annually. Now, I don't generally use Apple TV or Apple Music, but if I get this credit, I definitely will start using it. All I really know about Apple TV is that there's a show called Severance that everyone seems to love. I think I watched an episode on an airplane once. Seems like a really good show, but yeah, if I get it for free, I'm definitely going to be watching that. And I think everyone can benefit of like a free streaming service. So $250 in value. I'm going to add that on top of the $600. So in total, we get $850 in useful benefits. Now here's another one I'm really excited about. You get $300 in StubHub credits until December 31st, 2027. And this is going to be great. It's going to be split up semi-annually from $150 January to June, another $150 in statement credits from July to December. Basically, you make any purchase with your Reserve card and you will get $150 back in statement credits on your bill. StubHub, in my opinion, are great for things like sport events, music events, comedy shows, things like that. And generally, yeah, I go to maybe like 1 or 2 a year, especially because I'm a big MMA guy. I love watching mixed martial arts. So $150 off my fights is like a really big discount actually, because generally these fights for 2 people goes for like $400 to $500. So it is actually a huge discount if you love watching sporting events or comedy shows. This is going to be added onto the total as well. So going to be adding the $300 StubHub credit to the total. We are now at $1,150. We're off to a great start here, already beating that annual fee. You also get complimentary Dash Pass, which is going to give you free delivery and lower service fees. But the thing I don't like about DoorDash is that they're notorious for having really inflated prices. I mean, really inflated prices. And unlike Grubhub, which is, linked to Amex, you can't price match. And that's what really bugs me about DoorDash. But I can still see that some people have utility with this and they can definitely get some benefit out of DoorDashing things. So this is going to be a $20 value credit because it's $10 a month for DoorDash. In a year, you'll get $120. And I could see a lot of people using this, so I will be adding it to the total. So now this makes our total $1,270 for the useful benefits. You also get $120 in Lyft credits, $10 per month. This is going to be great for if you use Lyft a lot or if you just need any ride. Yeah, once again, this is just a very simple credit that you can use and it's pretty useful for most people. So I'm going to be adding it to the total. So the new total will be $1,390 so far. You get a $120 credit for global entry and TSA PreCheck. Pretty standard for any premium travel card. It is going to be useful for anyone that doesn't have it in, like, let's say your family. If you already have it, you can gift it to someone else. So this is also going to be a great benefit. Traveling with global entry and TSA pre-check is a game changer. Now, as for the total tangible values that have an actual number on it, for the useful benefits, it's going to come out to a total of $1,510, which is very generous. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before. Now, on top of all these credits, you still get those same amazing protections as before, like auto rental collision damage waiver, or like car rental insurance, travel accident insurance, travel trip cancellation insurance, purchase protection, extended warranty. You still get all of those, and they're still very active with the Reserve card. You also get access to the Sapphire lounges, which you can also bring 2 free guests with you. So if you live in like New York or Boston, man, these lounges are probably the best in all of the lounge game. So you'll definitely be getting a lot of value for you and 2 of your friends or whoever you're traveling with. Now, the lounge access on this card also comes with Priority Pass, where once again, you can get 2 free guests in with you, which is going to be a great benefit to have. So yeah, you get to see Sapphire lounges and you get Priority Pass lounges, which is an added benefit. So because we're adding up the value, I'm going to put like a number value to lounge access and protections. I'm just going to say conservatively, those give you $400 in value. So if we add that to the total, that's going to be $1,910 in value from all the useful benefits that this card has to offer. And I think that is an amazing value. That is literally double the amount of the annual fee. So we're good to go here. So far, in my opinion, I think these changes are amazing. You're going to be getting a lot of value. Yes, it's a little bit coupon booky, but I mean, these are pretty useful benefits, and these are really fun benefits, and that's what I really love about them. Now let's look at the benefits that look great before you look at all the stipulations and the fine print. Let's start off with the biggest one, the $500 hotel credit for the Edit collection. Now it's pretty simple. You get $250 in statement credits semi-annually once again from January to June, July to December for statement credits when booking through the Edit collection with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now, if you read the fine print, you have to actually book 2 nights at a minimum in order to get this $250 statement credit, meaning you most likely won't get the entire room comped. It'll just be a discount on a 2-night stay rather than the entire stay being free. Now, the Edit collection does come with great benefits, just like the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection and the Premier collection with Capital One. You get $100 in statement credit or in food credits or hotel credits like spa credits. You get early check-in, late checkout, free breakfast every day, and possibly a room upgrade. Basically, this is just FHR with a 2-night minimum stay requirement. Now, the issue I have with this credit is that companies generally like to inflate the prices of these free upgraded nights with their collection stays, which is like for the Fine Hotels Resorts, you can expect to see each night costing $100 more per night because you're really just paying for these upgrades, and they kind of put the cost of these upgrades into your stay forcibly. And to make matters worse, unlike the Capital One's amazing travel portal where you can actually price match with these benefits and you get them for free, on the Edit collection with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, there is no price match feature, so you're really paying for these benefits. So how much extra can you expect per night? Well, I don't actually have the Reserve card, so I can't really get an actual booking side by side to see the difference in price. But I've seen a lot of Reddit users say that you can expect to see an inflation of $100 to $150 per night because of that, all these free benefits. So for a 2-night stay, that would be anywhere from $200 all the way up to $300 extra that you have to pay for these benefits. This would literally cancel out the $250 credit that you get semi-annually, and you're just left with the price of the original room with things like free breakfast, room upgrade, early check-in, late checkout. And while those things might be valuable, you know, they're never even guaranteed, which is why it's a risk, right? Like you're booking these in hopes of getting them. You will get the free breakfast and the $100 food credit, but as for the early check-in, that's a toss-up. And as for the room upgrade, that's a toss-up as well. So if you don't get those 2 benefits, well, you just paid more for nothing. So in my opinion, using the $250 biannual credit, it feels like kind of a trap because yes, you do get $250 in credits, but the room rate is inflated by sometimes even more than $250. So you can just have booked that same room for $250 cheaper elsewhere. This seems a little bit deceptive to me. So if I want really free upgrades, like the ones from the Edit Collection, I'm gonna go to Capital One's travel portal because yes, the Premier Collection is gonna have inflated prices, but they allow me to price match to the true price of that room, meaning that those are gonna be actual free benefits and I'm not paying for them out of pocket. The second kind of useless credit here is gonna be the IHG Platinum credit for me, and here's my reasoning. I've had the IHG Premier card for about 4 years now, and not a single time have I gotten a room upgrade, not even early check-in. I have gotten late checkout with this, but I feel like every hotel basically gives you late checkout. So Platinum Elite status for me personally has been literally nothing. It hasn't been status at all. It's been like the worst status, especially compared to things like Hilton or Hyatt, where they give you so many benefits, especially in places like Asia or Europe. I've gotten room upgrades with Hilton like almost every stay. I just got one in my stay in San Diego last weekend. I got the suite upgrade, and I've never gotten that once with IHG Platinum. I don't expect any upgrades really in the States, but in Asia, in Europe, I should at least get something, man. But we went to the Kimpton in the UK. It was a really nice hotel, but we got there at 6 a.m. Really was hoping for an early check-in so we can like just rest a bit before we start our day. That did not happen. We stayed at the Kimpton from like 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. just kind of like super tired. And yeah, we had to just start our day, get our bags to the front desk, and we got checked in at 4 p.m., which was like crazy. 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. just outside. Can't even like shower or anything. Man, it was rough. Never booking IHG for my first night because I'm most likely not going to get the upgrade. Now, what's even worse about this Platinum status is that now everyone's going to have it, not just IHG card holders. And I feel like that's going to make it even more undervalued, which I just thought can't even be more possible because I never even got an upgrade before. I think I've stayed at maybe 4 to 5 Intercontinentals, which I think is like their highest brand. And I've never gotten a room upgrade once, which I think, you know, it sounds kind of like spoiled a little bit, right? But it's status. Shouldn't I get something from some status, like anything? But yeah, I've literally just felt like either Platinum status or no Platinum status, it would have been the same exact experience. Now, the third one is going to be that $300 DoorDash promo, or they don't really say credit, they just say promo. But this is a little deceptive to me because it's not really credits, it's really just discounts. So there's a big difference from credits and discounts. Let me explain. You get $5 off DoorDash restaurant orders and $10 off of non-restaurant orders twice a month. This equates to $25 in a month on discounts, but this requires you to spend in order to receive these discounts. See, the difference of a credit and a discount is a credit will just literally give you, let's say, $25 in free food. Use it however you want. A discount means that you have to pay for something and use your cash, and then that discount is deducted from your total. So saying that this is a $300 value is a bit deceptive because you're not really getting $300 in value. You have to spend first in order to get that $300 in value. So if you can see yourself using DoorDash a lot on non-restaurant spend, like let's say grocery stores or convenience stores, and you do like one restaurant booking every month, then yeah, this is going to be a useful credit. But a lot of times people are going to have to see themselves kind of forcing themselves to buy something in order to get these discounts. So I wouldn't really value that $300 credit as $300 really. Now you also get $120 in Peloton credits, $10 per month. I'm just not a big fan of these like fitness credits like Equinox or Peloton. Like if I want to do some cardio, it's going to run outside. That's free, you know? I don't know. Yeah, I just don't feel like most people will find benefit out of this. If you love Peloton, this is going to be great, but I feel like that's the minority. We're not going to see many people using this credit. Now, another thing that I found deceptive is that they're like promoting their new point multipliers as these new great benefits, when in reality, they're big devaluations for many people. I think the main thing is going to be that 1.5 times boost on your points when redeeming for the Chase Travel Portal. Now that's just going to be a 1 cent per point redemption rate. That sucks. But the way they're kind of masking this is saying that now you get two times points on Chase redemption bookings, but only through the Edit Collection. And like we mentioned before, the Edit Collection is severely inflated in price and you can't price match. So that's kind of like another trap right there too, right? You're not really getting that 2 times multiplier on your points. So that one kind of drops the ball for the Chase Sapphire Reserve right there. I feel like that was one of the main draws for people, is that you get 1.5 times points on Chase travel bookings. Now you get a baseline 8 times points on the Chase travel portal rather than 5 times points on flights and 10 times points on hotels and rental cars. Another deceptive one, you get 4 times points on hotel purchases directly from hotels and airlines rather than the previous 3 times points. And while this does seem like a better deal, well, that 3 times points had a really broad travel category that people loved. You could spend this on like a train, a cruise, Airbnb, and you would still get that 3 times points. Now you get 1 times points for all those other categories, and you just get 4 times points for hotels and airlines booked directly with those partners. Now things haven't changed with the 3 times points on dining, 5 times points on Lyft, and 10 times points on Peloton purchases. Yeah, this is just exactly the same as the old version. Also, if you can manage to spend $75,000 in a calendar year, you get IHG Rewards Diamond status, $500 in Southwest Airline credits, A-list status with Southwest Airlines, and a $250 Shops at Chase credit. Those are all great, but how many people are going to realistically spend $75,000 on their card? That's not really going to be a lot of people, in my opinion. So if you can manage to get that $75,000 in spend and you add up all the benefits, useless, not useless, you're going to get $3,180 in credits, which is crazy. They really put a lot into this card. They're being stingy with some of them, but that's pretty crazy. For $795, you get $3,200 in value if you can manage to get every single benefit out of this card. So they really put some work into this card. It's really stealing the show for a lot of credit card companies. But like I said, if we're going to take away all the ones that are pretty hard to use, pretty hard to get, have low utility, and have a lot of stipulations, well, I would say the honest value that you get is going to be $1,510 to $1,910 if you can manage to use your protections and the lounge access. And that's still pretty amazing. So what are my honest thoughts about the new changes? Well, I think honestly, none of the new benefits ever really truly matter to me. All I really care about is if I could transfer my points from Chase to transfer partners like World of Hyatt. Well, really just World of Hyatt. That's what I get tons of value from. Let me explain. No matter what the annual fee is, I will most likely beat it if I could manage to book 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 nights a year on Hyatt bookings. And these are some of the most luxurious hotels that my wife and I truly enjoy. It really does elevate our travel experiences, and they're very expensive hotels. So just to manage the fact that we can manage to book these gives us way more benefit than any annual fee can take away from us. For example, we're going to be using 130,000 Chase points to book 3 nights at the Park Hyatt in Kyoto, and each of these nights are going to be valued at $2,000 per night because this is an extremely luxurious property. So for me personally, I don't like to jump through all these hoops to get benefit out of the card. I'm really just in it for the transfer partners. This is why I still prefer the Sapphire Preferred card over the Reserve card, because I don't want to pay $795 for all these credits. I'd rather just pay $95 for the main benefit, which is going to be the transfer partners. This way I could still book amazing vacations with my wife and I for a way cheaper cost. I don't have to use StubHub if I don't want to that year. I don't have to go to a Chase dining experience if I don't want to that year. So I don't have to do anything with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, but with the Reserve card, I have to do all these things to get all the benefits out of the card. Now, if you're someone that loves DoorDash, StubHub, going out to these Chase Sapphire Reserve restaurants, the Edit collection, if you love all those things, this card is definitely for you. Go get it because you get some crazy value. You're trading $795 for something like $2,000 in value. So it's definitely going to be worth it for you. But for me, I already have the Platinum card, and that's going to be like my main card. I still think that I prefer Amex over Chase because Amex has better point multipliers. You could earn Amex points way easier than Chase. So nothing's going to take me away from Amex still, even with the Reserve card. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that the Amex just released their new version of the Amex Platinum card, or at least they're announcing that there's going to be a refresh. So who knows? Maybe the new Amex Platinum card is going to just absolutely destroy this Reserve card. Most likely, we're going to see a $1,000 annual fee, but with way more credits. So I'm not going to make any decision until I see the new Amex Platinum refresh. So that'd be my tip for you too. Let's wait for the Amex Platinum and compare that to the new Sapphire Reserve and see objectively which wins, and then we can make up our mind and see where we want to go in the future. So overall, do I think the card is worth $795 after all the changes? 100%. I think most people can get a ton of value out of this card, even with all the deceptive fine print. I think you'll definitely get a lot of fun value from this card. It still gives you things like free hotel credits, free food, free experiences. So I think even more so than before. So that's really, really going to be great. So if you really value those things, yeah, this is going to be a great card for you. Now, if you're done with the coupon style book of cards and you don't want to jump through all these hoops, I recommend just going to the Chase Sapphire preferred card, which is going to be my preferred route in my opinion. Like I said, I just care about the transfer partners. It's cheap, it's simple, and you get tons of value. Now, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the new changes. Do you think this is just a new coupon book? Do you wish they didn't do that anymore? Is it worth $795? Are you keeping your Reserve card? Are you going to cancel it? Are you going to get it if you don't have it? I want to know everyone's reaction to this. I know I've seen a ton of YouTubers react to it. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do. It's kind of mixed right now, so I want to see what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot of information about the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, and I will see you guys on the next one. Woo!